Hi, guys. My name is Tara Gann, and I'm going to go over a couple of the Lakes Elite team manager expectations. I know a lot of you guys are new to managing a AAA team and feel a little lost, and I am sorry that I didn't send something out earlier to kind of help navigate through this, but I'm going to spend the next couple of minutes going over very quickly some of the expectations so that we make sure that we are getting all the information out that needs to be done and having the best possible season that we can. I scheduled many of the tournaments, and John Liu scheduled the rest, and therefore most of the emails will come to us from the tournament directors. With that, we will look at our list of who manages what team, and we then will forward those communications to you. These communications are very, very important because they tell us everything that we need to know. For instance, this one comes from Northland, and it's for the girls Mountain Dew Blast coming up. Northland tournaments are all very similar with the same communications. All rosters need to go to call-in by April 22nd, and a manager will need to check in 45 minutes before the first game on Friday to confirm all of our rosters, our waivers, and so forth. For rosters, what I do is that I have a spreadsheet set up with the different teams that my kids are on, and this is our roster, and this is our manager and me. And then if you go to the bottom, it has I have another spot that tells me who signed the waivers. And this one is my Northland waiver. As you see, I've got some people who still need to sign it. And this is what it looks like for the Battle of the Border waiver, because they require something a little different. And all these responses come to me. So with these waivers, these are highly important to get done. So I would just copy this, send it to your teams, the link, and this is what the link looks like when you open it. And that goes straight to Northland for them. And I would copy this, I would send it to them, and I would ask your teammates your team parents to email you confirmation that they have in fact completed it, because if they don't complete the waivers, they are not eligible to skate. Sometimes tournaments will ask for a logo. If it's a tournament that we have already been in, they usually will have our logo already, but it's always good to check with them. It will give you the link a lot of times to find tournament results, what's going on, and so forth. And of course, we've got apparel and so forth. This one is really important, and as you see it highlights, please respond when you get this email that says, that you've gotten where it's at. So for instance, with Lakes Elite, if you're not staying anywhere, you would say, 2009 Lakes Elite knows their schedule, and we will not be staying in town. Because a lot of them are stay and play unless you're local. So then you go, and there's all different types of these. For instance, this is Border Battle. And if you come to this one has all your schedules listed here. And so those would be on your emails. And then it tells you exactly what kind of roster it wants done here, and who to send it to, and the waivers here. And then it does give you some video instructions on that. Showcase does things a little different as well, and you can come to each one of their tournament sites and see that. And when you do get the schedule, the best thing for you to do, if you haven't already figured out how to do this, and I can make another video for those of you that do need to know, you're going to go to your team. And excuse me, I just have a lot of teams on here. And you are going to then take that schedule, and you're going to plug in those games. So for instance, if you notice right here, I have our first Battle of the Border game that I've added. So that would be new game. And I go in and I update as I get those schedules so that it is in there. But it's very important to constantly be rechecking that schedule, because it does in fact change. Another thing that I do at tournaments is I usually communicate with my teams the upcoming schedules, because when you win or lose, that depends on the bracket, a lot of times on Sundays. And so I will send out stuff that lets them know that. As far as sending things out, there's a million different ways that you can do this. I prefer to communicate through email and Sports Engine. If you don't know how to set up an email chain for your team, I can help you with that. I just go into my roster,